everybody, Glenn here, and we get the chance to preview a much more complete build of Watch Dogs Legion, which is coming actually pretty soon. This is coming on October 29th, 2020 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Stadia, and Windows PC on the Epic Games and Uplay stores. This is also going to be a free upgrade for Xbox Series and for PS5 when they come out on November 12th. And I got to play hours and hours of this game, and I wanted to tell you all about it. So first off, this is, again, a remote session that I played this in. Luckily, we had really good bandwidth this day, so unlike the last preview I did, the driving was a lot smoother. I wasn't dealing with a lot of latency like I was last time. We've all played with remote play probably, or a lot of us have played with remote play before, and there's always a little bit of a network laggy issue. So this is showing already that you can, basically you can recruit anybody to the team. So this time I've got this older woman, but what I wanted to show you with this driving sequence, and there's probably a lot of driving sequences in here because it's a great indication of the real-time ray tracing in this engine. And that's going to be very evident on the PS5 and Xbox Series versions along with PC. So we've seen games in the past that have reflections in windows, and seemingly there's reflections in the water on the ground, but a lot of time that's just basically texture work. They're kind of cheating the issue. But this game, it's all real-time ray tracing, so not only do you see it in windows along the businesses along the side of the streets, but also in the water puddles, and also on the car and the other vehicles themselves. One thing you might even see later on is if you can zoom into the character, if the character is wearing like either regular glasses or even sunglasses, you'll see real-time reflections in those as well. So when we talk ray tracing, that's what it's all about, and that's a part of the ray tracing. There's also audio ray tracing and all kinds of cool stuff going on in the background, but basically it just makes the gameplay more immersive. So as you can see here, you're going to see me reflect in real time on these windows. The other thing is that unlike HDR, unlike 4K, any display can benefit from ray tracing. You don't need any type of special display. You don't need, this one supports this, one supports that. All the ray tracing effects from the GPU are all within the game and on the console itself. So the reason you don't see it on previous consoles is it's a very CPU intensive and GPU intensive device to use. So with these new consoles, they actually built the capabilities into the GPU itself. So it's a really cool representation that we're going to see on a launch title even. And quite frankly, I don't think it's overused here at all. I think that there's definitely a possibility of developers just overusing ray tracing, which it could be fine. It's a cool thing to see on your new console. But what they're doing here in Watch Dogs Legion, to me, just adds to the experience. It adds to the immersiveness. And as you can see, I'm actually driving pretty decently over a remote connection. And, like the Grand Theft Autos, like the earlier Watch Dogs titles, you can pretty much steal any vehicle you want and use it. In this futuristic setting, a lot of the taxis, etc., are not driven by people. They're actually, they're self-driving. So when you steal it, you're not hurting anyone. But I just want to talk about this a little bit before I go and just let everybody know that obviously this is over a remote connection. So if you see any weirdness, like me not controlling things correctly, it's probably because of that, even though I actually had a really good session this day. Also to let you know, the physical version of this game is going to be on PS5 on November 24th. But digitally, it's going to be released on October 29th, so only 3 weeks from now as of this recording. It's going to come out on Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, Windows PC, and then it's also going to release for the consoles themselves for the Xbox Series and for PS5 on November 10th and November 12th. But the physical version will come out a couple weeks later, which is fine. You get it digitally, of course. Then the online mode for the game is going to include a bunch of cool features with the December 3rd free upgrade. you're going to be able to free roam the open world in co-op, wherever players, or basically the players can team up with their friends for up to 4-player co-op and completely explore the city, participate in side activities. There's new co-op specific missions for 2 to 4 players, and that I didn't get to try, obviously, because the update's not ready yet. It comes up in December. But I'm excited. I've always liked the Watch Dogs series, but I've never really stuck with it for more than a few hours. This one I actually lost track of time when I was playing this, and it took them to say, "Oh, by the way, you're done," because I was really getting into this. It's a very easy world to get lost in terms of just losing time, in terms of just, holy crap, I'm so immersed in this and I'm really into it. And as you can see, I mean, I think they had it on easy for us because, you know, it's games journalists, games writers, influencers, etc. A lot of people aren't very good at video games. So right there, I probably should have died, but what are you going to do? To talk more about the online stuff. So besides the new co-op missions, which are co-op specific, there's going to be a 4-player co-op tactical ops missions as well, which is going to require a lot of teamwork. And then there's also going to be an available player versus player PvP mode, including a spider bot arena for up to 4 to 8 players, where you control these little spider bots. You might see that later in here as well, because you use those in the single player campaign. And new free content for the single player is going to be available in a future update in 2021. They're talking about new characters and new abilities, new mission content, new Game Plus mode, because a lot of people like that Game Plus stuff. And then additionally, players who acquire the Season Pass will get access to Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline, which is going to be a whole new storyline, which includes Aiden Pierce from the original Watch Dogs game and Wrench from Watch Dogs 2. That was shown recently in that Ubisoft Forward event. And they're going to be fully playable in the single-player campaign and online, along with 2 other characters. The 2 characters are Darcy, a member of the Assassin's Order, as a crossover with Assassin's Creed, obviously. And then Mina, who's a subject of transhuman experiments, who possesses the ability to mind control individuals. So that could be interesting. So it's a really cool story. I'm not showing you the beginning of the story here. I think there's a trailer out now that shows it anyway, or kind of a truncated version of it. But basically, London is under siege. DedSec has now kind of taken it upon themselves to try to, take down this other group called Zero Day, which is actually framed DedSec. So they're fighting for their lives as well. But as a member of DedSec, you can go against Zero Day as much as possible. But at the same time, you're being hunted because you've been framed for this attack. And so far, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think I got to play this for 4 or 5 hours. And I really enjoyed it. I love the environment. I love the immersiveness. Not only that this ray tracing gives you, but just the immersiveness of the city itself. It's really an alive city. You hear conversations going on all over the place. You can still do kind of like the older Watch Dogs, where you can hack anybody you see on the street. You can access their phone. You can hear their conversations. And there's a lot of variety in the missions as well. I didn't show them all here, obviously, but there's a lot of variety. It's not just the same thing over and over. It's not, go hack this location and go. Sometimes you're looking for members that might be associated with Zero Day, and you're also trying to recruit people. You basically bring up your phone and you can cover anybody on the street, and you can see what kind of abilities they have. And there may be a mission that you need to finish that certain people on the street may have abilities that will help you kind of finish those missions a lot easier. So, and here I am on a scooter. I just had to take the scooter. So watch the rest of this. You don't need to hear me talking anymore, but watch the rest of this. I really enjoyed this game. This was kind of one of the bigger surprises for me. And thanks so much to Ubisoft for the opportunity to try this out early. And also being able to play it with all these newfangled features and not just what it's going to look like on the current gen of consoles. It really makes me excited for what's going to be possible with the ray tracing stuff and with the additional compute and with the SSDs and everything on these new consoles. This is a very, very smooth experience. Even though this is a work in progress, this is obviously not a finished game. but this is definitely a lot more mature than the build I played a few weeks ago, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So check it out. Release date again is October 29th on the current gen, and then on the new gen, there's going to be an update available if you already own it, or else you're just going to wait basically until launch day for both of the consoles. So thanks much. Check us out. Hit a subscribe button on the old PS Nation YouTube channel if you can. It helps us out a lot. If you like this video, please hit the like button. It helps the video get some prominence. And don't forget to check out the website, psnation.com. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/psnationpage. And hit us up on the forums, psnation.com/forums. And discuss this with everybody. Let us know what you think about Watch Dogs Legion. Thanks very much. I'll shut up now.
Located the CTOS hub.
You'll start running now. Run before I kick your ass!
Worthless.
What the hell?
Prepare yourself.
What? That person? Shit, that's dangerous! You're asking the wrong things, got haywire!
Servers loaded into your vehicle. You've got the baton, but keep it on the road. We don't want you blowing up.
I'll get the job done, don't you worry.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
This will do. Remain in the area until I've downloaded enough data to the server. Download complete. I need a wider sample of data, so I'm pushing you the coordinates to a new location. This is brilliant. Look at this. It's compiling data from the surveillance infrastructure. Nearby CTOS drones, civilian optics, CCTV, and then it assembles those scraps into what happened in this location 24 hours ago. Fantastic.
for me.
Bagley, is this our spider bot?
According to the serial numbers, this matches the piece of spider-bot from the Tone bombing site.
Can you identify the user?
Navigate the spider-bot from out of that room. I'll need a direct connection in order to learn more from our bisected friend.
Fine, leave it to me.
That opening right there looks like a good exit point. That's a part of the remote detonator system from Parliament. If the Met, or Albion rather, actually analysed it, they would see it wasn't DedSec's handiwork at all. Right, get comfy. This spider-bot might be broken and missing some of its legs, but it can still jump and fit through vents. That's a good way to get through the station undetected.
Is there a way to get in, Bagley?